Hello, this is Nathan Romano from lawofattractionvideos.com. I'm going to talk briefly about what the law of attraction is, and I hope this explanation serves you to improve your life in any way that you imagine is best. I would like to start by saying what the law of attraction is in a classic and common way. The law of attraction is a law of the universe, and it basically describes that whatever you think about comes about, or, said in different words, your thoughts become things. Now, this is very important, and learning how to use this law of attraction to your benefit can improve your life in many, many ways. How do you improve your life with the law of attraction? In order to do this, you first need to understand what your mind is and how your mind works. Your mind, and whenever I refer to your mind, I'm talking about the 95% of your entire brain power, which is controlled by your subconscious. So when I say your mind, I'm talking about exactly that, your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is the one that controls every single aspect of your life. It is the one that controls your breathing, your heartbeat, your blood flow, the way the vitamins and minerals get consumed by the cells in your body. And besides that, it also rules the way your life plans out each and every day. By this I mean that there is no other way to experience life besides the subconscious. Your subconscious is the only thing that makes you experience life, and it does it through the beliefs it holds. For example, right now you're sitting down or standing up or whatever it is that you're doing. You're being pulled by the gravity of Earth. This said gravity does not really exist, and you're pulled by it because you accepted the fact or the belief that you should be pulled by it, and that it rules the way you interact with everything around you. This is only true as long as you believe it, as long as your subconscious mind believes it, and as long as it does not find any evidence on the contrary, it will continue to believe this. Now, there's like a catch-22 with the mind. It will find evidence that everything it believes is true. There's no way to prevent this from happening. And this is why the law of attraction is so powerful. If you hold on your subconscious, in your subconscious mind, limiting beliefs that limit you from being happy, from being wealthy, from being rich, if you think that money is bad for you, if you think that rich people are bad and you consider yourself good, all those little beliefs that are hidden inside of your subconscious, they are the ones that limit your potential to become the one thing you want to become. Now, how does this all tie together? First, we need to set up some rules on how your subconscious works. The first thing you need to understand is that your subconscious does not understand the differences between sizes of things, meaning wins or losses. For example, to your mind, it is the exact same thing to be able to tie your own shoe or to win the 60 million lotto. It is also the same failure not to be able to tie your own shoe as it is to sink the Titanic. Your mind just sees either a win or a success or a failure. Now, also your mind cannot distinguish between other people's failures and yours. Meaning, whenever you watch the news or somebody comes to you with some gossip or somebody comes to you with bad news, every time that happens, your subconscious does not understand that this is happening to somebody else. It just takes it as it is happening to you. Another limit that your subconscious has is that it does not recognize the time, meaning to it everything is in the now. There's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow, there's only now. And it does not differentiate between what you imagine, what you remember, or what is happening to you right now. These are very important things to keep in mind, because they're the ones that somehow are used by your subconscious to prevent you from achieving the things you want, and at the same time they're the ones that you can learn how to use in order to make your mind work for you. Your mind has a number one priority, and that number one priority is to survive no matter what. In order for it to survive, it must prove that everything that it believes is true. This ties with the fact that you cannot actually literally prove that anything that is you hold as real is actually real. There's been a lot of research in quantum physics showing that you cannot touch anything because the electrons of your atoms and the electrons of the atoms that you, or the thing that you try to touch, repel each other before you actually make contact. So what's really happening is that your mind is making you believe that you're actually touching something. So there's really no evidence or tangible evidence of anything that is real. At least to your mind it is. So what you need to do here is understand that your mind plays by different rules, and what you hold as real is not necessarily real. It is real because your subconscious makes it so. There's some videos and some research about paradigms that I invite you to watch or do your own research, and you'll see that your mind will make you see what it wants you to see, not what it's really seeing. It will help you see whatever it is ready or it expects. It will not let you see what is really going on. Now, if we tie all this information together, if you came and showed your mind that whatever it believes, whatever it holds as the truth, is not valid, what would happen is that it would find that whatever it believes is not real. And since the only thing that your mind knows and the only thing that it holds is its beliefs, and its number one priority is to prove that whatever it believes is true, when you unprove your mind from its beliefs, it could literally die. So let's say, for example, if you decided to try to touch the table or a table and your hand would just go through it, there would be three different outcomes to that experience. The number one outcome, which is the most common one, is that your mind will not let you see that your mind went through. It will just let you see that you actually touched the table and that everything was normal. The second outcome would be that your mind would be in shock. You would actually be in shock, and you could be in that state for a long time. And the last one is that you would actually see it. Your mind would let you see it. It would prove itself wrong. If it comes too much as a surprise to it, it would perish. So your mind would die, and its first priority is for that to never happen. Now, how does this all tie with you? Let's say that you purchase the lotto because you want to win the lotto, right? And you say to yourself, I'm going to win the lotto. So your mind goes to its archives and sees all the opportunities and occasions that you were a failure in your life or a loser, and it starts counting them. Now, it will count, your mind can count, as I said, all the failures or all the problems of everyone that surrounds you, including the ones in the news. It will also count every single time you remember a failure, or you look back at a failure, or you imagine a failure. Every time you think of a problem, every time you think of about situation that is sad or hurts you or makes you mad, your mind counts it as a number, as another one, and just puts it on the list. So when you come to your mind and you say, okay, I'm gonna win the lotto, it goes to your archives and see how many times have you been a loser. Okay, how many times have you experienced losses? And one thing that is very important to know is that your mind recognizes pain, hurt, and losses automatically. It does not need any filters, and it does not need you to tell it that you have actually suffered a loss or you are in pain. It recognizes it immediately. So basically your mind has been counting those since you were born. Now, the difference with the wins is that your mind will only consider a win or a success once you actually go and tell it consciously that what happened right now was a success or a win. It really works that way. If you don't tell it, it will not count it. So you probably, if you haven't actually done it, you probably have at the most 10 or 20 wins in your life so far. So as you can see, the scale is tipped towards the loss, and your mind goes and sees what it believes it to be true. So in this case, it sees there's a lot of evidence of you being a loser and very little evidence of you being a winner. So when you buy a ticket, a lotto ticket, and you say that you're gonna win the lotto, your mind goes to its archives and says, okay, this guy is actually a loser, so first thing that I'm gonna do is prove to him that he is a loser, or her, right? And the second thing that happens is that your mind sees that you're trying to tell it that you're a winner, and it sees that there's so much evidence against that, and it understands you're trying to lie to it. And since lying to it, since proving to it that whatever it believes is not true, you actually kill your mind. What happens is that your mind decides that you are his enemy. Your mind does not see you as an integral part of itself. You are an outside entity which it can destroy, and it does destroy each and every day for as long as you don't know how to control it. So when you go and tell it that you're going to win the lotto, your mind first of all shows you that you're a loser, and second of all, it goes and fights against everything you are and everything you say, and it destroys your life. Now, it's not just when you say I'm going to win the lotto, it is every single time you try to say that you're something that your mind does not believe about you. So, now that we know how powerful the mind is, the most important thing is to use the imagination in order to make the mind work for you instead of against you. The first thing to do is start making a lot of successes or wins to have as evidence for your mind to support you. The second thing to do is to know how to use your imagination in order to bypass all the limiting beliefs that you already have and be able to manifest new beliefs and new realities for you in a fast and easy way. The only way to achieve this that I know of that actually works and works fast is the one at lawofattractionvideos.com. There is no other way. It's just the way it is, and it's very well explained. You will see 3 hours of video showing you how to do this. Be very careful not to contradict your mind. This also applies to affirmations. A lot of people use affirmations. Your mind does not take kindly of those since you're trying to lie to it. So it will lash against you, and that's not good. You want your mind as an ally, not as an enemy. Considering that you only hold 5% of the entire power of your mind, and it holds 95%, you are at the at the losing side if you go to war against it. So please do whatever you must to get to the site lawofattractionvideos.com. Learn how to make your mind follow you and consider you a winner, so you can change your life in the best way possible, the fastest way possible. This is for you and everyone you know. Let's help change the world and change your lives so you can stop suffering and enjoying life to the fullest. Thank you. This has been Nathan Romano, lawofattractionvideos.com.